Yes,
hear
sir.
me?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
You got me? Look at all of them. Now you're in order. You're the oldest.
Yes, sir.
You're the youngest. And you're the middle one.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
That's Jackson.
Yes. Yes. And that's the uncle right there.
Oh yeah. Now that's him.
Yeah.
That's hard.
You see how hard he laughed?
And that was the other favorite.
Really?
I'm saying since a little bit, he's just having the front seat. I was like, man, let me car seat on my child. Man, she alright. She chilling with her. I said, Lord have mercy.
Man. Did you envision this? Or just all of a sudden happened?
You know, the reality, I really wasn't even expecting. Like, I was like, I didn't even want them to. Because we all went down on the mom and them and, I was like, I wanted them to try something else if they wanted to, whatever they wanted to do. And all of a sudden, once I pulled back from music and got more into film, they came to me. Like, let's run, let us take on the labels. I said, no, you don't need to do my label, just start your own.
And she's the most serious one. This is one you don't let F with.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Chassis.
No. She already got that mama. She already got that grandmama look.
Oh,
yeah. Lord, please don't make me cry today. Because white folks don't look good crying because we change colors. So like a damn peacock. I have in my presence, I have the extension of former students. I have a legacy before me. I have BVJ The Project in studio. And it's really frightening to see them because, see, I taught everybody in their family, and I saw everybody grow from being knee-high to a cricket to being successful in everything that they've done. And you're here in the studio having a single release September 9th.
Yes, sir.
WAHWAH.
WAHWAH.
And that's on all streaming
platforms.
All streaming platforms.
Yes, sir.
Now, I know that we're going to talk about the single, but I think if you don't mind, give me a little leadway because from your success, you have ancestors that have given you the foundation. And so if you don't mind, let me talk to your dad to get everybody an understanding where you came from because it's innate. You can't help it. It's in the genes. And if anyone knows the Kenyans, looking at the three of you, they can see all three of you have your aunt, you have your grandmama, you have your uncles, and your daddy in you. Everywhere else, and even the personalities. Even the personalities show through. Which is frightening because and really I don't like that you're being here because now I feel like I'm older than dirt. So, but you started all this. You and Mrs. Kenyon.
Yeah.
Did y'all want this?
No. Because with everybody know our family started from my mother. Well, started from my grandparents, from uncles to cousins, to just a lot of people know that our family just deep with the music.
Correct, right.
And I got to a point to where I was telling, we were sitting down and I was telling my wife, I was like, it's funny how I wanted them to venture and try something different. You know what I mean? Because I was like, even with music, I stepped back from music a little bit, and got into more filming. And all of a sudden, they came to me and said, Dad, we want to run your label. We want to do the music. Yeah. They said, we want to run the label. And I'm like, well, I was excited a little bit, but then I was like, can't play with it because
Right,
for
right.
me, it's not a hobby. It was more of as a this is my whole life. This is the bread and butter. This how y'all, you know what I'm saying? This how y'all able to be comfortable in life
Correct.
because it's everyday grind. Even 23 years, it's still everyday grind. And
Because see, I know that you're not going to do it, so I'm going to do it for you. It's easier to mention the individuals in the music industry that you haven't
acts,
had any dealings with than it is to list the ones that you have, because it's an abundance
yes,
of individuals.
yes,
And everybody needs to understand you started in Birmingham.
yep.
Now, was it Smithfield or where was it in Birmingham?
Definitely Smithfield.
Smithfield.
That's originally from Smithfield. North.
And if anybody knows, Smithfield is where Parker High School, which was the first largest black high school in the United States.
Yeah.
They want to say Alabama, and I have to correct them, and which make people mad with me because they think we can't take you anywhere.
Yeah.
But my main thing is, it wasn't just Alabama. It was the largest black high school in the United States.
Yep.
And people have to understand that. So when you come from Smithfield, there's already a certain, what's the word, opinion?
Yeah. They
And
already
so,
put a stamp on you.
a stamp.
Yep.
And so with where I started teaching Lincoln K through 8, there's a slab that's out there that was where the 9th graders classes were right back of Lincoln, right there where the playground. So for people to understand your beginnings, your origin,
Yep.
started in Smithfield.
Yep.
And so because of the background that you had, because of your mama, it doesn't dictate how far you want to go.
Exactly.
Your place is only the place of your origin. It is not the place of your destiny. It gives you the strength, it gives you the foundation, it gives you an understanding, and it gives you the humbleness of knowing your origin. But it doesn't dictate to you how far you can go. So go ahead.
Oh yeah.
I had mentioned that because you won't do it.
Yeah. I mean, everybody know I'm humble, man. Like I'm just thankful and grateful for God, all the opportunities, And I want to say this, and it's funny because I didn't tell my oldest Bria. So she loved nail Carter, and she don't know my mom's, and my mom and her was best friend. Actually went to Lincoln.
And the house was across.
Yeah, it was across. Stayed in Allen.
It's no longer there.
Yeah.
You stand on the doorstep where the front door is. And if you look over to your left-hand side, and you pretty much position your vision right there in the middle, that's where, I think it was the blue house, or was it the white house?
I think it was a blue house.
The blue house.
Yeah.
And then around the corner from that is Dr. Angela Davis's home.
Yep. And it's
That's your cousin.
yeah, that's cousin. So
On mama's side.
yeah. On their mother's side.
So you can't help it. Naomi, Elmore. See, when I started teaching, I didn't know the depth of the students that I was going to teach. I didn't know the historical significance of the place where I was teaching. Because see, I had a chance. I taught Naomi. Then look at her now. Alicia's Coffee.
Yep.
So see, you got a double blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, I love Dr. Davis.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I love Dr.
Powerful.
Davis before anybody. Dr. Davis and Nikki Giovanni.
Yep.
Those
Yep.
two individuals.
Yep.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh,
But I get excited because
That's right.
because to have that chance of having your aunt, Dr. Davis, and then your grandmama and your mom. Oh Lord.
yeah.
Oh, I got dizzy. But go ahead. Let me get my dizziness. Go ahead. Go.
Before you start, I did want to say I'm glad that you bring up teaching, because BVJ, a big part of us is wanting to be teachers, not just for the youth, younger than us, but also people who are older than us who lost their way early in life. You know what I mean? Yeah. Teachers, when you're growing up, that's the biggest part of a child's life, because that's who you see day to day most of the time. So they can either impact you negatively or they can impact you positively. So BBJ, we want to make sure that our image, our music, everything, we're happy and we're positive with it, because it takes a village, and we're a part of that village. So we can't lead anybody negatively. We want to leave a legacy, and our legacy needs to be positive. You know what I mean?
Oh, she sounds just like your
she
grandma.
she owned it.
I'm scared. She sounds just like your grandmama, Chauncey, and she's got baby, the queens that you have in you, your children ain't gonna have a chance to nowhere, because that look.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Authentic.
Oh. So go ahead. I'm sorry, forgive me, because I
Oh nah, you're good. But yeah, I mean, like I was saying earlier, it's funny because I was like, I think Bria was going for nursing. You know what I mean? And like I said, Layla, she do her theater thing and
that's right.
And teaching, like that's her thing. She want to become a teacher, and all of this. So I was like, okay, cool. But my baby over here, she want to do everything.
Whatever we do, she want to do it.
Yeah, she will.
I want to do it better.
But
exactly.
What blew our mind, and I tell people this, man, like I love what she said about teachers, because I look at you, I look at other teachers and everybody that impacted our life.
Right.
I told them we come from an era where everybody was mom and pops, uncles and aunties. I mean, literally, you see the person down the street, that's auntie.
That's
and that's how it was. So I tell them, like, as kids, because it's funny, because they used to be in the studio. Now I'm gonna say this. Now they grew up in the studio. Oh yeah, I used to get in trouble about it. Their mama used to get at me all the time because they was like 6 months. They was like, you got to put headphones on. But I was like, that's not how I grew. Cause my mom, I know since I was a baby. I always remember being in the studio. So I always say, like, with them being around, I remember the oldest one. That this what got me. She was 8 months, and she was sitting in the little stroller, whatever it is now. I was playing some music, and I look up, and I was like, oh man, the music too loud. My baby, she's smiling, she down there. Did that one she was doing, she don't remember this, but we submitted this thing to Missy Elliott then, and she used to do the little Harlem Shake, and they actually picked her, but at the time I was touring, you know what I'm saying? I was on the road, so I didn't take it serious, but she started off dancing, and all of a sudden, they start just singing in the background, just little stuff. And the funny part is that the baby girl, Jamae, always mimic her big sister. Like, I'm talking about trying to sound just like her. And just as they got older, they got to a point to where, we go to church and we sing, and we used to ride in the car. We never say them, but we hear them harmonize. And I was like, oh wow, they got it naturally. And now I'm gonna tell everybody now, with this music, they haven't been trained yet. No vocal production. No nothing.
Hold up.
This is
you haven't gone to a voice course.
Nothing. What they writing, what they producing. When I tell you to see what God can do, because that's how I was. Like a lot of people don't know. I only picked up music because I was mad because my mom always gave my brothers and sisters the love and sent them to classes. So I said, I'm gonna piss everybody off. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna learn it all.
There you go.
And I end up doing it, having a label. And me and my brother started a label. But it's amazing to see their growth. And sometimes they throw me. I challenge them to be like, look,
there you go.
It's not a game. They go in and come back to me and teach me something new. So that's all I say is we wasn't expecting it, but I love it, and I hope other youth and parents. One thing I got to say to the parents: support your kids.
Yes, sir.
Listen to them. It don't matter what they want to do. Don't sit up here and be trying to create something from your dream. Because that's one thing about us, especially with me in this business. Everybody think it's easier for them.
Right.
It's harder for them.
That's right.
Because my expectation, because you're my kids, means nothing. Because I'm going to push you to the level, because, Mama don't get me when I say this. When we was at the Palace at the strip club, even 3-6 Mafia was like, "Who is this old lady with a cockroach record shirt on
Y'all know
on the stage?" But she showed a support that DJ Paul and all them cats was like, "Man, I wish we had this in Memphis because she cared. Like
That's right.
anything we did, I was like, Mom, don't book us down here by the well, they don't know where Eagles at. She had a little hole in the wall club. It was 3 people in there. I said, Mom, come on, like for real. But that's the type of stuff though that I like to share to the world, because I'm like, when you see BVJ, it's not just a brand, it's not just a group. You know, they actually started their own label. I made them start their own label in 2020. They couldn't even use my label because I was like, them my years. So this TG that I'm wearing, the generation, they're the CEOs. They have a photography team. They run the studio. They do their own recording.
Modeling,
yeah.
vocal production,
everything. They started in 2020. I'm telling you, it's the documentary we working on right now. Because I want to give them the floor. I'm just gonna say the little points. This documentary means so much because I used to share tears because I was like, sometimes I don't get to me as a human, I didn't get the rewards or the accolades, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I know I put a lot of time and work into this, you know what I'm saying? But it took my mother and my grandmother and my father, passed away. It took them and the elder, because he's the one really got me going. I remember I got to a point I wanted to quit because I was like, man, everybody, I'm helping everybody around me come up, and I gotta come home.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I get in my little corner, and it hurt. You know what I mean?
Right.
And my mom said, "This is not for you.
Yeah.
This for the future."
That's
and
right.
now everything I've worked for, they carrying the torch.
That's
so
right.
I'm gonna let them take it from here. I don't want to talk all your time up.
So now, you in the hot seat.
Yes.
So, you've learned a lot.
I have.
You got a lot.
I do.
But people need to understand that it wasn't given to you.
Not at all. At all. It was not.
But you have the advantage over most because with you coming from the business, you know the ins and the outs. You know the snares. You know the change. You know the strings. So with what you have inherited or what's innate of you, you are forced to be dealt with.
Yes, sir.
Because when I say that you're the future, how you EGOT, is that what is it? The Emmy, the Oscars, the
yes.
I'm putting it out there because I remember where you come from. And to see where you are now, and then you made this decision to do it on your own. So you have a single coming out on the 9th.
Yes. WAHWAH.
So who came up with the logistics, the background, the history of all the WAHWAH?
Honestly, we didn't even have to come up with it because honestly, we've always been very pretty all of our lives. And boys, they're very, especially ones these days, they're very materialistic.
Yes,
so when they see you and your homegirls, it's like, ooh, let me flash my money, my cards and stuff like that. And then we be like, listen, sweetie, you're not what I want. I don't need your money. I have my own. Then now they want to start whining. They want to start crying and stuff. That's why the song is called WAHWAH, because they're nothing but big babies. Like, let it go, baby.
There you go.
Wow.
Hush that fuss.
So who came up with the lyrics?
We all did. Collectively. We're all the writers.
Mm-hmm. So are all of you strong in every aspect, or is there a certain aspect? One is good in dance, one is good in lyrics, one is good in writing, or so forth. All of you are balanced out.
I like to think we're all equally strong in every area.
There you go.
Even though we may not feel like it personally, but I feel like everyone is strong in everything.
Some might be passionate in one thing more than the other, but we all can do it to equal extent.
Yes. Right.
It's just, if I want to sing more than I want to write this day, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, with you being sisters, is any type of jealousy, or what's another word for jealousy?
Competition.
Competition. Yeah,
Competition.
competition. Because one thing I found out about kids, there's no jealousy. It's always a competition.
Oh yeah.
And people have to understand there's a huge difference between being competitive and being jealous, being envious. Because as humble as your dad is, that's one reason why he's going to be successful, because of the humbleness. That's why it's going to take me time to get to where your dad is, because I'm not humble, I'm haughty, but I'm getting there. I'm learning. I am. I don't know why you over there looking like that. I am learning. So you have that trait of being humble. So the competitiveness between the three of you, is it raw? Is it soft, or what?
I mean, honestly, the only competition I would say we have is like if somebody writes a good verse or something, then it's like, let me go ahead and get better than them. But honestly, like in life, just in the group, we all, honestly, we're so diverse. We have our own crowds and things like that. So it's just like there can't be any competition because we're all very popular. It's kind of like we all get that same attention, and then we grow our popularity by bringing in our different crowds. Now we're all popular, so we're equal,
And see, I like the because you don't want to be the friends with the same ones that your sisters are.
Exactly.
You want some type of individuality, but as long as the group or the friends can coexist together, then that's cool. But because I know that sometimes as sisters, you have to have that downtime of that alone time, because I know you get on
get out of my room.
See, so you have that understanding that this is my group.
That's yours.
That's yours. Now we can come together whenever we have to or when we want to, but let there be understanding. So you have boundaries.
Yes.
That's it. That's it. So now, you're the dancer.
I mean, yeah, really.
You're in theater.
I am. I love theater.
You're into dancing.
Yes.
Are you the dancer?
Yes, sir.
Baby girl?
Everything.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
She,
Everything.
there you go.
I'm gonna do everything they do.
There you go.
Except theater, cause
You don't like theater?
I can't dance. I don't have no rhythm.
Yes.
Oh, girl, we'll get you a part where you don't have to dance.
She does. She can dance, but
Look,
rhythm.
Rhythm? Oh, Lord, she don't have no rhythm. That poor baby.
That reminds me of Kathy Burrows. She said that she never liked having to do the routine throughout the day. She couldn't dance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is your first single. So there has to be other singles or other records. Now I have a question because I don't know the terminology. You start out with the lyrics and then the music comes to it. Is that the proper term, ladies?
Well, the music comes first for us.
Okay, so
We
the
have
music.
beat
Okay.
first, and then we write to the beat.
Because the music is going to give us the vibe we want.
the vibe.
The music is going to let us know how to tell the story in our head.
Yes.
melody.
So the melody.
Yes.
And then from the melody, you come up with the lyrics.
Yep.
Yes.
Sir. And
Then you put it
arrange-
together.
Oh shit!
Yep.
I'm getting okay. So you start out with the melody. You start out with the swing, as I call it,
Yes,
Mhm.
sir.
and then you
Yes.
add the verbiage to it.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So initially, it's just the instrumental. That's all you have.
Yep.
You have it in your
That's
head,
where we start.
Yes, sir.
and then from there, depending on how the colors of the notes,
Mhm.
depends on the words that you create.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah.
And see, I learned that too. That music has colors.
Mhm.
Most
Right.
definitely.
I'm glad you say that because I tell people ask me all the time when I'm engineering
Right.
or when I'm producing, what's my secret? I tell people all the time, everything in life is a frequency.
You see it.
So waves, if you really look at it, waves
sir.
is colors.
That's right.
And I tell people sometimes, like brightness, like when I'm playing in the key of C, I see yellow.
That's it.
Like when I'm sitting engineering in my room, I turn the lights off because I see the color in the song. And even with the song, it's color.
Yes,
I
sir.
tell people it's like a rainbow,
That's it.
and a lot of people got to understand waves, color, volumes, all that's the same. If
Yes,
you,
sir.
if you understand, what I'm saying, it's all the same.
That's
You got a
it.
volume, boom, boom. So yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So see, that's where I started, because being an introvert, which folks laugh at me, they say that they ain't no way. I don't like folks really. I don't like humans. I think they should die and just go to hell. But when I hear something, I have a color in my head. Now, I didn't know it was called a color until Dave Crenshaw, because he has a an album out that deals with colors.
Yeah.
And if you get the album and you listen, it's titled by a color. And so when you play his album and you close your eyes and you just sort of like meditation,
Yep.
you see the actual color. And so that's how I finally I understood exactly what I was going through, because I thought it was crazy. But I understand now that when you come up with the melody, when you come up with the rhythm or whatever, it has a color that is associated with it, and each note will bring you a certain color or a certain variation of a color. And then when you combine those colors together, you have the end result. And so that's why when you see people in the cars and they're jamming, you know that there's a certain, and they don't seem to understand it's a color. They always go by the beat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They always go by the beat. But there's a color that's being generated. So is that how you do yours, or you just all of a sudden have something in your head? Because 3 o'clock is my magic morning. That's when I usually wake up. I usually go to the bathroom, call the old man, whatever. So I get up at 3 o'clock. And I've always done this. I get up at 3 o'clock. I always have something in my head, and I thought that I could, remember it. Not. So I have a pad next to my bed. So when I wake up, I always jot down what's in my head. And then I play around with it, and then I go to the bathroom, and then go back to sleep. So is there a certain time period, or is it throughout the day?
24 hours.
Yeah.
When you wake up till you go to sleep.
Right.
Well,
Every
while you
hour.
sleep.
Every hour is the magic hour for
Yes.
us. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, does that become bothersome at you at times because you got so much coming,
It's actually easy for us to get everything off of our chest in our music. So
Yeah, it
that's-
suits me.
Yeah.
Like in my schoolwork before I graduated, how I learned all of my schoolwork, how I memorized it was through music. So, during like Hamilton, during history class, I got 100 in my history class all year from Hamilton.
Wow.
All of my tests, I never made below 98 because I would always memorize those Hamilton songs. I'd be like, okay, 19, nah.
Right.
So I was good. Music, it can help a lot.
So you started out, well, they started out because even before they were born,
Mhm.
because they were around it.
And they mama's saying.
Sir. Yep.
Yes, you can.
See, y'all get on my nerves, and because, people need to understand that it originates with y'all, and y'all
Yes,
can
sir.
still be. Let me put. I don't want anybody to see y'all. Everybody has to understand it began with y'all,
Yeah.
the mom and the daddy,
Right.
and then so with both of you being musically inclined, that means that your family was musically inclined also.
Yep.
Mhm.
So y'all just can't help it.
We can't.
All
It's in our blood.
in us.
So, and then you're native Birminghamians too, correct?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
And then the history that both of you have that's associated with Birmingham.
Yep.
Man, my head hurts.
No, I am from the outskirts. I'm from Alabaster,
Alabaster.
Alabama. Shout out to
Shelby
Alabaster.
County.
Shelby County.
Shelby County.
Shelby County.
Shouts out.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I apologize for putting you on the spot. So I
No.
apologize. But people
I love
also
the
need to
camera.
know your legacy
Yes,
too,
sir.
because of your aunt,
That's
who is Dr. Angela Davis.
Mhm.
And everybody has to understand that.
Right.
And so I fell in love with her when I was in high school. And then I was blessed to see her over at the Boutwell. And when she came and taught,
Powerful.
because see, she was saying that she didn't choose the path. It chose her.
Boom.
Exactly.
She didn't even want to be in the midst of it. So you are learning that some things you can't help. Some things you're given.
Yeah.
And what I've learned too, that I don't do the ifs no more. Well, what if?
Mm-hmm.
because what I did then was what I was supposed to have done then.
Mhm.
So there's no ifs. There's no but what there's no ifs because what you did back then was what you're supposed to do. Now what you're doing now is what you're supposed to be doing now, but you learned from that back then.
Yes.
And because you have the knowledge of then, you're doing what you're supposed to now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And then with you having chosen, that makes it even more readily available because you're not reluctantly doing it. And then one thing you were saying, you do want them to be a part of the
Hey,
music.
hey,
So they chose this on their own.
yeah.
So basically you made your bed. Now what you gonna do with it?
Gonna lay right on in it.
There you go. There you go. So what are you? Okay, so you have this WAHWAH coming out September 9th.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
And
sir.
is this supposed to? Is this supposed to be the filler to see exactly how perceptive and acceptive everything is, and then you're going to go from there, or what? How are you going to use this for your What? How do you use?
We
Yeah.
actually did one
Watch
thing.
this.
So we released a song called One Thing.
Okay,
And that was kind of like the filler, I guess.
cool.
And we had amazing feedback from that song. So WAHWAH is just, to keep up the
Now-
feedback.
Now, see, nobody knows about that one. So talk about that
Thing-
one.
And Blue Check.
Okay,
Rap
One
on
Thing
too.
and Blue Check. We released a couple songs actually, but
Mm.
One Thing, we released that as a big single,
Mm.
and it showcased our vocals, our singing vocals, not the rap side. So that's why we did WAHWAH, to show the versatility of the group. One Thing was written by me, but they filled it out.
Mhm.
Right.
So it's
They added
just-
their flair to it.
Yes. It was produced by our producer EJ. Shout out to EJ.
Love you, EJ.
Yes. And it was mixed by Thomas Tillyman, actually, in Atlanta. Yeah. And my dad actually helped mix that song too. Yeah. And we have a music video, everything on YouTube, BVJ The Project. Go check it out. Yeah.
And you have a YouTube, and what is it? BVJ The
The
Project.
Project.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
BVJ The Project, all platforms.
Yes,
All
sir.
And our
Platforms.
website, bvjtheproject.com.
everything.
And they
Shot
can-
by Keenan.
Yes.
Yes,
Shot by
Keenan.
Visuals, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're gonna make me cry.
And honestly, all of our music, it's like you can't pinpoint what genre we are.
Mhm.
Because once again, like I said, we're all diverse. So we all listen to different types of music and get our inspiration from different types of music. So it's like, hey, I'm feeling popish. I'm
There you
feeling
go.
musical theater-ish. I'm feeling classical,
A little rock, a little
Exactly.
twist.
We do everything. So
Gospel.
when you listen to our music, when our music drops, don't expect the same thing because you're gonna confuse yourself.
Yeah, you are.
Just let what happened happen, okay? Because it's different. It's gonna be different. We're different.
Mhm.
Now, when you do your album, are you gonna have that versatility in there?
Yes,
Most
sir,
definitely.
Yes,
Most
singing and
definitely.
rapping.
So that means they pretty much have opened a market. So they're not stranded or
Mhm.
was it railroaded into one
Mhm.
place?
Yeah.
Genre. Thank you.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm gonna let them get it back, but I'm gonna try to sum it up for 'em. So that's the thing. What we wanted to do with the project,
Right.
because when I was doing music when we grew up, you had to pick a lane.
Correct.
Their music, like we working on film, of course the shoot film. Their music, we talking sync license. They already synced some stuff. We're talking international. You know what I'm saying?
There you
So
go.
the way we're gonna create a project, and I'm gonna give everybody a little nuggets. It's gonna be fun because we're gonna do a rap project. We're gonna do a singing
Mhm.
project. We're also gonna do a theater animation project
Mhm.
that shows a storyline. And because I feel like when you put it in the box, we're in 2022, man. Like
Mhm.
Go.
the world, we didn't have YouTube. So
No.
I told them never box yourself in.
No.
Let the world figure out because music is a universal language, right?
Yes, sir.
So if God give you the ability to be able to do it,
Let's
do
do
it
it.
all. Don't
Sure.
stick yourself in a box. So
Right.
that's why we tell people like with WAHWAH, we're gonna hit y'all with something. We're coming back with something that's gonna be sweet.
Mhm.
Then we're gonna hit you with some inspirational
There you
because
go.
Yes.
we love you. You know what I mean? So it's like, but one thing about them, and I gotta say this real quick, they do not curse at all.
Nope.
but they still give you the vibe.
Have to. We got to keep it clean because, like,
I guess so.
Like you said,
Impact.
22,
Yeah.
hey, it's all
New
But that's
generation.
true.
because I'm in.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's true.
it's hard. We don't want our audience to be, we want to cater to 3-year-olds too.
There you
Yeah,
go.
There
Right.
should be no reason that the parents are like, oh, I can't let my child listen to this.
Right.
What? Yes, you
It's
can.
BVJ,
There's,
yes, you can.
There's no cursing in it. Yes, you can.
Right.
There you go.
Let them listen to it.
Because they have this mindset now that you have to be raw.
yeah.
Exactly.
You have to be out there to get understood. But no,
You
you
don't have to do that. It might be easier
Yeah,
to take that
right,
route.
right.
Because it is.
But-
Because people say, people in Birmingham know that all you have to do is say the bald-headed white man that cuss. But my cussing, there was no maliciousness or malice in it.
Mhm.
Exactly.
That's a huge difference. But I learned too, because I don't have tact. If I called you a maternal intercourser, everybody's going to look maternal intercourse, and they're going to, and then. But if I call you motherfucker,
Yeah. yeah.
so then you don't have to think about it. But when you're in your area, when you're in your arena,
Mhm.
you got to make sure that you have every individual that you can reach.
Yes, sir.
And if you can reach them without being raw, and you have that tact, then you can achieve anything that you want.
Yes, sir.
And then with your background, with your heritage, and then you have two parents who are rooted in their parents, your ancestors are just jumping for joy.
Yes, sir.
And then with you knowing how to learn with music, because the Black Association was saying that when it comes to teaching, especially when it comes to teaching Black children, if you
Mhm.
add music to
Mhm.
the teaching, it makes it easier because there's a rhythm. And people don't seem to understand that Satan knew about music. He knew how music will invoke certain passion and all. And see, when you come from a white church where it's mundane and boring and all, but I didn't know it was mundane and boring until I went to Sardis.
Mhm.
And it was that upbeat. Now they had that morning meditation where the elders and the senior deacons and deaconesses would come together in the sanctuary, and they would do their little humming, and that little humming had volume, had strength, had power, to the point that even with the humming, it brought an emotion or a freedom to it. And then when you get into the sanctuary and you have the choir, you feel the presence of God. Now, I'm not saying that God ain't present in the white folks. I ain't saying that. So I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that when you have music that evokes the spirit and takes the spirit and releases the spirit and soothes and comforts the spirit, then you feel the presence of God closer.
Mhm.
Because I remember distinctly, all of a sudden they changed the music director
Mhm.
and it became mundane. And I told Pastor Pete, I ain't coming back. He said, why? I said, because it's boring as hell up in here. So with where you come from, you already have that understanding of the colors of the notes.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Did you know that you had it, or it was just part of you the whole time?
It's always been part of
Yeah,
us.
We've always known.
Mhm.
And she brings back to Mama, because I know you played music while you were while they were in your stomach, and so people don't seem to understand that that's the time that you read to your baby. That's the time that you play music. That's the time that you talk to the baby, because the baby can hear you, and that's why you allow the father to talk, so that way the baby will know the daddy's voice too. So you already knew innately that with you playing that, you were instilling them.
Yeah, that
Ooh,
would be me.
Lord.
Absolutely.
And then going around Man. So it's left up to you how far you want to go.
Yes, sir.
Because you can go into any arena and whip ass. Because you have that understanding, you have that tactfulness, you have that humbleness, and that you know that I don't have to do what the world does. I don't have to go raw.
Exactly.
Because, see, I can still give it to you raw without it being raw.
Yes, sir.
Y'all doing the wrong type of raw.
So what does the future hold for the three of you?
Everything. Oh my gosh. We have so much going on in the future. We have 3 films where you can see some, listen to some BVJ music. Kyle Scott, hey, how you doing? We love you. Kenneth View Media, hey. You guys need to be looking out for ATL Dreamin', Love Unexpected. Those are coming soon. Genesis Film, Kenya Brothers Entertainment. In 2023, we have a series/film coming out, The Dirty. You know what I'm saying? You can look for a lot of stuff from BVJ,
Shout out to
a lot of
Uncle
songs.
Mario.
Exactly. We love you, Uncle Mario. You can look for a lot of things coming from BVJ. CK Designs, we love you. Shout out. We have a lot of things coming. Just look out for BVJ, because if you blink an eye, you're gonna miss everything.
We got merch. You got it on.
We got a lot of merch. A lot of merch.
Show them your barcode. How they get you while you walking down the street.
I gotta do it.
If y'all see us, if y'all ever see us,
Just scan.
Just scan.
Just scan it. Don't be scared to talk to us. We talk a lot. So if you look at us, we're gonna come over there anyway.
There you go.
Scan the
Thank
barcode.
you. Now, did y'all come up with that yourselves? Because I haven't seen anybody. Well, I'll be doing it now, but I haven't seen anybody else do that.
We came up with it collectively with our designer, and that's exactly what we wanted. You haven't seen anybody do it.
Exactly.
Now you have,
Right.
and the people that's done it, you're gonna remember them.
Exactly.
So
But not nobody take it.
Right.
exactly.
Oh, you have created
Hey,
mama and dad?
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
they literally do this, man. They do it every
But see, this proves a point. Did you know that they were actually listening and paying attention to what y'all were doing?
I did.
I did.
I could tell. I could tell.
Because of the mama.
Absolutely. But because the daddy and the way he played his music throughout the house,
There you
he
go.
set the tone for the girls.
There you
And they had no choice but to follow in his footsteps. You know? Even with him not saying follow in my footsteps, I knew it was in from the day Aaron started dancing on the bed and nobody really knew, but Belize and Bria had their group first.
Mhm.
And Taylor
Talent
used
show.
to always get mad because she
Yeah.
wanted to be a part of the group.
Yep.
Yeah, they didn't let me be in the talent show with them.
We had sparkles and everything.
So she was happy when she became a part of the group. And they just, they amazed me. They really amazed me.
Thank you.
So
You're
technically, they didn't have no choice, because whether or not they came acceptably or not,
Exactly.
you're going to barge up
I'ma
in
be
there.
there.
There you go.
That's right.
And here we are now.
Right.
So you already have 2023 planned out. You pretty much have a, you call it display board? Is that what it's called? Where you pretty much you've laid out exactly that.
Vision
you have
board?
Yeah, the
thank you,
vision
vision
board,
board.
yes.
You have a vision board.
Honestly, yes and no,
Okay.
because we get a new vision every day. So it's kind of like we have a whole bunch of vision boards at this point.
Yeah.
We have so many vision boards. They keep changing. Like,
Right.
do you want to do this for this year or this for this year? It's just like we have so much stuff lined up for just years to come.
There you go.
So BVJ is not going to be out of the public's eye anytime soon.
5 to 10 year plan.
Honestly,
There you go.
Yeah. I told them think ahead,
Because
Legacy.
see, everything evolves in 5 years.
Mhm.
I don't understand it. I just accept it. But everything revolves in 5 years. Now, especially when it comes to business, you have 5 years, because the first 2 years pretty much is brand new because you've never done it, and so you experiment. So the first 2 years is either going to be a do or die, because the second year, first year puts you through hell because you're learning, and then it really puts the doubts in you.
yes.
And then you start questioning. The second year, you got to the point that you start thinking that, well, F this, I put too much time, energy. But I've learned this, so I know how to do this. So what you've learned the first 2 years, you're going to apply to the third year.
Yes, sir.
And from that third year, that's where your foundation really starts, because everything from the first 2 years, because 9 times out of 10, dreams and endeavors fade away the first year because there's doubts, the self-questions. Seems, how bad do you want this? And every time you want more, you're going to have to give up more. There's a lot of crying going on. See, people don't seem to understand that. The end is what they see is what you've already got. They don't see the background. You don't see the tears. You don't see the hungry. You don't see the sacrifices that I did. So the third year you're applying. The fourth year, you're putting all 3 years together, and you're finally getting everything set. The fifth year, you can put into motion. And everything goes back into your product. Everything goes back into whatever you have. So this thing that, I'm going to get rich 5 years, you're foolish. Because, see, your 10th or your 15th year, usually around your 10th or your 15th year, that's when you're going to see some type of award. But you already have it. You already have that foundation.
That's why we're so blessed to have our parents, because it's like we grew up seeing how the business goes.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have to struggle a little bit. It's not easy.
Thank you.
know, but we do have our father, our mother, and the mentors that are coming from them, like our Uncle Trey Banks. All of these people, they're mentoring us. They've been in the industry for years. So they're letting us know how it goes. So we're very blessed to have people who have been here to let us know, don't do this, don't do that. Let us know early.
Yes,
so we know how it's supposed to go. So we can leave a long legacy long after BVJ has surpassed their place. You know, everybody's going to remember it.
Correct.
Because we had the right stepping stool to get to where we need to be right now.
There you go. Yep. Are there any regrets?
No, not one regret. Because I was gonna do it regardless.
There you go.
No regrets.
Now, do you still want to be a teacher?
I do. I actually plan on. I'm going to LA right now to a really big acting school, and I do plan on teaching musical theater and chorus, because those are two big things in my path and my heart. So I'm going to definitely teach those things, like, because once again, teachers are going to impact you. I know my music teachers, they impacted me a lot, you know, especially with the classical music. Growing up around my family, it was a lot of R&B and things like that. But my teachers, they opened me up to different styles of music, you know, taught me operatic singing, opened my voice, stretched it some more. So it's like I can do more things than I could have done when I was 10, maybe. You know what I mean? So I cannot wait to get my degree in teaching, so I can go ahead and get my teaching and theater degree and things like that.
The oldest?
Well, so I'm into artist development, and I recently went to a songwriting camp with my dad at Thomas Tillyman. It was his writing camp. It was for Jordan Armstrong. Ooh. So I learned a lot of things from there. So I think I want to become an engineer, you know.
Sweet.
Really be serious about it. Like,
are there women in, well, I know this is a stupid question, but I don't know anything about music. I'm learning. Are there any really female engineers in the business?
That's a few.
Yeah, a few.
It's a few.
Not enough.
It's not enough. Like, that's one thing with Bria. Yeah, like, she's a true engineer, writer, ground up. I mean, she literally learn art of it. You see what I'm saying? And I tell them that's a small window for female engineers, producers, all of that. So for her to take that on, that's amazing.
And she's hungry for it.
Yeah, super hungry. I mean, 4:00 in the morning hungry, get on my nerves, banging on my wall.
Very loud. Absolutely. Bust in my room. Listen to this. Okay.
Baby girl?
I want to do everything they do, but like mostly, I don't know. I'm just gonna look after them and try to pick up some stuff, because right now I'm just chilling. But like outside of music, like basketball or hair, nails, like I want to do that for us. And like, say we go on tour, I could do their hair.
Right. Exactly. We don't have to spend any money. Right. We do all types of complicated things.
Leave it in the home.
But yeah, I just want to do that type of stuff. I'm gonna be looking, see what they do, and I'm gonna pick it up quick. I'm gonna do it quick, so we don't have to wait.
But all of you know how to do the engineering and all that. Or you have an understanding.
Yes, we have understanding.
So if it really comes down to it, you can do this. I really don't need your help because I can do it myself.
We can do it alone.
Look, they kicked me out the studio.
Get out because she talks so extra. She take up so much time. We had songs to record. Bye, Daddy.
We get it done in an hour, but if you down there,
5 years. Oh my gosh, it takes forever.
Yeah. It made me cry sometimes.
So they can reach you on every platform out there. BVJ.
Every platform. BVJ The Project and BVJTheProject.com. Yes. We're not gonna change it. So.
So where did you come up with the BVJ?
All right.
Did you already say that? Because I get so hyper I forget what I've said. So where did you come up with BVJ?
So BVJ is the initials of our middle name. So Bria, but my middle name is Brianna.
Okay.
Release.
Yes. And my middle name is Elise.
But she just
Swish it around.
Mine is Jamae.
That's her middle name. So yeah. And then we added the project because
the sister project to specify sisters.
Because it is a project. It's constantly evolving and growing.
Yep.
And we put the emphasis on the sisters because there aren't a lot of sister groups out there, that stay together.
Right.
We gonna play together. We
get
gonna
along.
stay together. Exactly.
Right.
Do you ever wish to move out on your own?
I mean, when I do have the thought of moving out on my own, I'm like, this is harder on my own.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Right.
If I do move out on my own, that's just going to be something on the side because it's way more fun with my sisters.
There you go.
I don't like doing it alone. I need a team to do it. So my sisters are going to be the perfect team to do it with.
There you go.
Even though they get on my nerves.
Exactly. Every day. Every day. They know to give me my little 20 minutes. I'll be back.
Yeah.
See, that's what I was going to ask you next. You have to have some downtime.
Yes.
But is it an extended time? Or is it just a day? Okay, just give me 5 minutes. Just get the.
It depends on how they feel.
Okay.
Or what's the mood like?
Because it could take 5 minutes. Yeah.
Or it can take a whole day to sleep.
Yeah,
and then you got to get back up.
Right.
When I get from school, I just want to, lay down now. Then I get back up later.
And while she's laying down, me and Bria, we're downstairs, we're recording and we're writing. So when she wakes up, it's back to work. Right. We let you get your rest. Let's get back to it.
So you have an understanding that each one has a purpose.
Yes.
Each one has a position. And plus you set up the boundaries. And that's what a lot of us fail to realize. I can still love you with all my heart, but there's just boundaries that I'm going to have to set up because even though we're sisters and even though I love you, you still get on my nerves.
I could not be around you every day.
Right. So really in the future, it has to be an understanding for you to be a part of my family. You have to have an understanding with my sisters. Because if you can't eat, I can love you with all my heart. You could be my soulmate, but
if the family don't like you, I don't know what to tell you.
They ain't gonna change
their first initial thought of you, it tells me a lot because we all are big on energies. We're gonna feel your energy the first time we see you. So if they don't like you, I'm a little iffy about that. We need to see what's going on with you.
Oh, you instill. You, oh my goodness. And then with you being raised and having the elders and mentors, they have given you so much knowledge that no matter where they come or how they come at you, you know exactly how to deal with them, and you're going to deal with them in their own way.
Exactly.
See, that's one thing I try to get everybody to understand. You can play their game, but you play by your rules.
Exactly.
And it's like, what? I said, you're going to have to play by somebody's rules. Somebody's been there before you. But you don't play by their rules. You play by your rules. You learn the game because life is a game. It's like a chess.
Yep.
You learn the game. You learn it in and out. And then inch by inch, you put your way of doing it in there. So to the point to where you all of a sudden have taken over the game, and the individuals, the individuals, all of a sudden like, wow, is it right? it's my game now.
Exactly.
You taught me. I'm gonna give you credit. You taught me, but you ain't never gonna get it back.
Exactly. I'm about to teach you.
Oh, it's funny. Put your ass out of the studio. Get out.
Kick me
So
out of it.
they kicked you out. So on the 9th, what time? Is there a time period that it comes out on the 9th?
Is there a time period?
Do we want a
Or is
specific
it
time
12.
period?
Nah, it's
12.
12
I was
a.m.
at 12 a.m.
All right.
Soon
On
as the
September
thing
9th.
hit, it's ready.
Yep.
It's live. 12 a.m. midnight. So if you up,
Oh,
get it.
Be up, y'all. Be up.
Right.
Get
And,
you some good rest the night before.
Yeah, and push. Hey, everybody, just go out there and spread it, because, like I said, it's fun. It's just fun. You know what I mean? It's fun music. And all the fellas, look, y'all know I'm with the fellas, man. We do be wine, but I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? I'm
Crying
cool
too bad.
with the crying. You know what I mean? But serious, y'all check it out. You know what I'm saying? Get it, share it now. You know what I'm saying? There's so much more coming. But yeah, that WAHWAH, that's gonna be the joint. You know what I mean?
And learn the words, y'all. Listen to the promo videos and learn the starting words. Record it. We'll make a whole fan video.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might wake up one day and see
Wow.
your face on BVJ Project stuff.
Right.
You be like, oh my gosh, I love them. Yeah, because I saw you tag us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We love people.
Yeah.
Unlike Mr. Hims.
I'm so glad I didn't cry.
You did good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, all social medias.
BVJ The Project.
It comes out 12.
12 a.m.
Midnight,
12
September 9th.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you ain't do nothing at 12 anyway, so you might as well stay up and just.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have anything to do. Just stay up.
And then you got your merchandise out too. That's
Merch
on
is
your.
coming.
It's
very
coming.
soon.
It's coming.
Merch is coming very soon. Y'all look out for that also. We'll let y'all know the dates and stuff like that. Prices. Be ready. We got all sizes, y'all. So
Be ready. Any
Yeah,
color.
I appreciate y'all,
thank you. We appreciate you.
man.
You'll give a big shout out before we get out.
Definitely.
So I want to give a few little shout outs to big shout out to Red's Kitchen. You know what I mean? Y'all better get that good.
Oh Lord.
But
so
Mario
good.
and Tanya got that good good everything. You know,
Yeah,
shout out
everything.
to Red's Keenan visuals, you know what I mean? My boy mixedbytilly.com, Big Juice, B Flat, everybody that's a part of this movement, Trey Banks, you know what I
Kenton.
mean? Kenton,
Yes.
oh, the whole
Kenton.
TG family. And
Yes.
Kiki, CK Design, EJ, everybody. You know what I mean? I don't want to leave nobody out, but that's what we want to do. We really want to give back to those who helping us, because this is organic,
There you go.
authentic,
Yes, sir.
and like I said, we're creating the next wave for the next generation. So yeah, shouts out to everybody. And y'all
Yes.
y'all-
Deadlock.
Yeah.
Deadlock.
Shout out Deadlock.
And anybody in Birmingham that wants to collab with us, we're open to it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Anybody, anywhere. Let's do
Really,
it. Text us. We ready. BVJ The Project. Y'all heard the name.
Yep.
Now, come on in, because we're going to do it with you.
Make them say who?
BVJ, make them say, hey.
Well, there you have it. My great nieces. My great nieces. Y'all be safe. Be careful. Know your value. Know your worth. Know that you are the one that create everything about you. Most importantly, know that I love you more than I love my luggage. I will see y'all Tuesday. Y'all take care of yourselves. Peace. The live stream on the show. On the show. The live stream. On the show. The live stream. The live stream on the show.